He's Bob Costas' former neighbor. He's Jeff Gordon, the driver of the number 24 Chevy, who joins us now. Jeff, do you recall any great moments riding the elevator with Bob Costas in your...
I rode the elevator quite a few times with Bob. Hey, Bob, how are you? Good to be on the air with you guys.
Good. You know, the people who moved in 7C, they're doing some renovations. I just got some paperwork yesterday. I'm supposed to sign, just in case they're drilling through the ceiling. If it comes in through my floor, they're indemnifying me, so it's okay.
Okay, most famous person in the building was or is who?
Either Denzel Washington or Sting. Right? Would you agree, Jeff?
Yeah, I never saw Sting. I always heard he lived in the building, but I did see Denzel quite a few times. I don't know. I always thought it was Bob Costas.
Oh.
What a politician.
Okay, when you're in the elevator, you see Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
Like, what's the conversation like, Jeff?
You know what? The few times when I saw Denzel, he actually had some family and friends that live in North Carolina, so we actually talked about racing, talked about North Carolina when I saw him. But, most of the time you're just trying to be respectful to the other people that are living there in their privacy and just, say hi like you're a neighbor.
Sting doesn't strike me as a big NASCAR guy.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to throw that out there.
But he'd like to take a ride in a police car.
Sting? I see what you did with
that.
And see what I did there?
He would have been great in the backseat of a taxi. Absolutely.
The Pepsi commercial. How did you come up with that idea?
Well, obviously, I didn't come up with the original one. Pepsi Max presented it to me that we did last year, and it turned out so great, and people just loved it so much that it wasn't shortly after that we were like, okay, can we do this again? Or if we do it again, how do we take it to the next level? And luckily, Travis from Jalopnik gave us a lot of great material, as well as a lot of other bloggers and just media members out there that were kind of picking it apart on what was real, what wasn't real. And
okay, explain to Bob the commercial. The concept of it. He's not seen
new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically, I get disguised into a pretty rough character who's an ex-con taxi driver, and we pick up a guy named Travis who's from Jalopnik, automotive blogger.
A Travis Bickle reference right there. Right? Is that a Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver?
Taxi Driver
reference?
Well, we didn't make his name up, so he was, he was for real. My name, on the other hand, was Dale, and pretty ironic. Dale Jr. wins the Daytona 500 this week, so he thought he was going to do a test drive in a Corvette Z06, but we had other plans for him because he had really been one of the top bloggers out there that was doing interviews, picking apart test drive one that we did, saying, the car's not real and there's no cup holder and there's this and that. So we wanted to try to set something up to where when this ride was over, he absolutely knew that there was nothing fake about it, and it turned out amazing. Basically, we're riding along having a conversation, and a state trooper pulls us over, and I had just told Travis that I, had been in jail for 10 years and just got out. And when the cop pulls me over, I basically told him there's no way I'm going back to jail, and I take off and we go on a high-speed chase.
How fast were you going?
Oh, I was at least 80 miles an hour. I mean, this car, we had it all souped up and ready to go. And so, I crest this hill probably 80, 90 miles an hour. And then it's all tight, turns sliding sideways through mud puddles and buildings and dirt and knocking over barrels. And, the fear on this, I tell you, this is how intense this thing got because we had one take to do it in, obviously. And yeah, I'd practiced the route and sort of, rehearsed a little bit, but we knew that this thing could go horribly wrong. And so we had a safe word, which was Nebraska. And so I had an earpiece where people could talk to me, and they could hear me, and they could hear Travis and see the cameras we had mounted inside the car. And as we crest this hill, and he starts kicking the back glass on this taxi and trying to get out, I was so close to calling that safe word because I didn't think we were going to make it.
Interestingly enough, if he called out Nebraska, Bruce Dern would appear in the passenger seat.
Or if he called, or Omaha, Peyton Manning would have come out.
I had a lot of people on Twitter ask me why I didn't use Omaha, but that one was already taken.
What is the last lap etiquette to helping a teammate?
Say that again?
What's the last lap etiquette, with Dale Jr.? That if you're going to help, like at what point do you say, I'm going to help him win?
Well, I mean, if you look at, all instances in especially Daytona 500s, everybody's got to get a little push or help somewhere along the way if you're going to win the Daytona 500. All three of the ones that I won, I had somebody that had to make a choice or decision whether to go with me or not go with me that helped push me across the line first. But in this case, it was a restart, and on the restart, you can't pass before the start-finish line. So basically, you're going to give that guy a big push, and then hope that you get clear of the field, and then you get a big push and make a run at Dale for the lead. When I got him pushed out there, my line stalled out a little bit, and then everybody started shuffling behind me. So at that point, it was really just, all right, Dale, you're on your own. Now I got to figure out how I can get back up there.
What sucks more, finishing second by a nose or finishing last?
Well, at first it stings a lot more to be second, but when you think about it, after you've had a few days to absorb it all, finishing last sucks a lot more.
What's your relationship with Danica Patrick?
It's good. Danica is she's a great race car driver. She's a great spokesperson. She represents the sport really well. We actually did a co-hosting event for Fox the other day prior to the Daytona 500 that we had to interact together on camera, and it was great. I enjoyed it. She's fun to have in the sport.
If you would have, if Regis and Kelly, when they changed over to Kelly and Mike, if they had offered you that job, what would you have done?
I mean, I never realistically thought I was in line for that, but I enjoyed.
Would you have retired, Jeff? Would you have retired to do that?
No, I wouldn't have retired to do that. I mean, I love racing.
If you win the title this year, is that it?
If I win the title and Michael retires, I'm in.
No. Will you retire if you win? If you would win the Cup this year, would you do an Elway and walk off?
Yeah, I jokingly, put that out there because somebody asked me a question in regards to it. And honestly, this is my 22nd season in the Cup Series. I've been doing this a long, long time, and I have two beautiful children and a wonderful, beautiful wife, and I have other things that I aspire to do, when racing is over. So I don't expect that to be over, this year, but and even though I was joking, I'm probably serious. I mean, winning the championship at this stage in my life, my career, would be the ultimate, and would certainly be good enough for me to say, you know what, there's no better way to go out than like this and start that next stage of my life.
Would you like to give Bob Costas a ride-along? And if so, which track?
I would love to give Bob Costas a ride-along. I mean, to me, if you can go to a road course, because you get the braking, the turning, the accelerating, you get all. It's one thing to go 180 miles an hour, 190 miles an hour at a mile-and-a-half track. That's cool, but to me, the road course experience would be the ultimate. Not to mention, sometimes you drop a wheel off of a curve or out in the grass, and that definitely spikes the heart rate.
So we would go to Sonoma.
Yeah, Watkins Glen up in New York is a little closer to Bob.
Right.
Watkins Glen is in Syracuse territory. It's familiar to me.
There you go.
There you go. And it's a very high-speed racetrack. So I think it probably, but Sonoma's a little bit more finesse than high speed.
All right, how about this? You take me to Watkins Glen. assuming we survive it, and you're a skilled driver, we will. Once my heart rate reestablishes itself, we're just down the road from Cooperstown, and I'll take you to the Hall of Fame.
Deal. I love it. Well, first you got to watch the Pepsi Max video to make sure that you're okay with that. You might want to see the reaction from Travis first. But I promise you, we will. I promise you, we're not going to blindfold you and take you there like you don't know what's about to happen. But that is a deal, Bob. I would love that.
Jeff, could you make Bob Costas cry?
You know what? Bob makes everybody else cry. He knows a way to bring the emotion out in everything he does. So I don't know if I can make him cry. I'm sure he can make me cry, though.
In the back seat of you driving, I think you could make him cry. Or at least squirm a little bit.
I definitely think we can make him scream.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. Hey, great job with the Pepsi commercial, and good luck in Phoenix. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. What a treat to get a chance to be on with both you and Bob. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jeff. Have a good weekend.
Jeff Gordon, driver of the number 24 Chevy.
I'll take him up on that. If we can arrange it, I'll do it.
Okay. Fritzy. Yeah, tell Jeff that Bob's serious about it.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
I'll make sure he and his people are aware of that.
Yeah.